Congratulations. Oh, this is long overdue.
Oh my God.
We talk about this journey.
It is.
As an actress, as a model, as a mogul, as everything.
Oh my God. It's just, to be a storyteller and to be able to step on that stage with my sisters behind me and to tell our stories is phenomenal. And there's no greater room than, Black women in Hollywood. The fact that Essence has always uplifted and recognized Black women for the past 50 years and that it'll continue to do so is revelatory.
What are your hopes and aspirations for the business and industry? Like, the climate's changed tremendously, in terms of content. Like, what's next for you? What do you want to push forward after? Because you're doing so much.
I think for me, it's just always telling stories that put Black women at the center, moving them from being the sidekicks or the supporting roles to actually being the heroines of their own stories and journeys. And so for me, it's just continuing to tell stories that center us.
Goosebumps. Thank you. Congratulations. Have an amazing night. Today's about you. It's about us, right? And as us. One last question. If there's one thing that you'd want to wish us, wish that's in your heart that you want to share with your sisters, what would that one thing be? Like, what's the call to action, or what's the love note that you want to leave to us?
The love note is that we're worthy and that we're valuable and we're deserving of being here and taking up space. And that's what Essence does. And hopefully for another 50 years, they get to do that work.
You're trying to make me cry. Not yet. Not yet.
Well, we got to save our tears for inside.
Don't do it. Oh my God, that was so good. It's what I need. I want to just be filled. I just thank you. I love you. I'm so happy for you. So happy for you.
Oh my God, I love you so much.
No. You don't understand. I feel like we were separated at birth.
Yes.
That you have been kidnapped on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast.
I know. We need to get
You're
together.
my favorite rock mom.
I love you so much.
love you. You look stunning.
So do you.
Can we just talk about your journey in Hollywood? We're talking about the humanity of connections, the celebratoriness of our Blackness, the success of Black actresses. You've had a long career as an actress in Hollywood. What can you say about what's happening now? How does that make you feel?
You know what? Now I feel like we have arrived. In so many different ways and so many different levels. I mean, we always knew we were hot, but now they know we're hot.
Right.
But it's really a great time for us to create, to be bold, to be anything we want to be, because we can be.
And we have the platform.
And we have the platforms, exactly. And our movies are, coming out of the box office being like killers. Our TV shows are successful, and this is our time.
But do you think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're talking more, we're sharing?
Yes,
that
absolutely.
We're creating?
We're creating, and that's being able to create the narrative is everything, because then we can tell our own stories. No one can tell our stories but us. So it's a really great time. Oh my God.
What I know, this green is outstanding. Lastly, before I let you leave, because it is a lunch, we don't want to be too parched before we go in. What message would you give to young Black actresses coming up into the business? What would you want to say to them?
What I would say to Black actresses coming up is own your craft. Know who you are. Don't settle for anything less, and persevere, because it's not going to happen overnight, but you just got to stay with it if it's truly your passion.
And because of that, you are not alone. I love that. Thank you, Garcelle. Oh, can we party? Oh my God, 18 Chance wants to come out to LA. Summer's 15. She wants to go. Hi guys, how are you? Good to be. I'm June Ambrose.
Hello,
nice to
Queen.
meet you.
Wow.
Good morning. Good. Thank you. You guys look stunning. So sharp. I love when we get good afternoon. I'm June Ambrose. Nice to meet you. The cast of Snowfall. I mean, first of all, can I just tell you, all the smiles are probably the best accessory that I've seen all afternoon. Can we just talk about how important this event is, the humanity of connection as people of color in Hollywood, and the important work that you're doing, and how important it is to carry that on? That was a loaded potato question.
No. African people have been working really hard, struggling and succeeding for many years. And it has been a struggle. So to be here at an event honoring African women and their journeys is incredibly special. We carry with us all of the women and men who have helped us get where we are today, because I know I couldn't have been here without John's.
On the shoulders and the backs.
On the shoulders of John, on the shoulders of so many other African people. So I'm grateful to be here to honor all of them.
How important is the role that you're playing as a male supporting black women in Hollywood? How important do you think that is to the black men in terms of supporting black actresses and on every level?
I think it's so important. You know, I was raised by a wonderful black woman, and so today I'm amongst all the queens who have raised me throughout my life. You know, Michael Hyatt, Angela, this. You know, I just feel like being amongst these queens and this essence is really important in order to be a good man, I think, and in order to support each other so that we all may reach the greatest of heights.
That soundbite will stay in my heart all day. I think it touched me. I think it's love, and we birth men. So to hear you give us that back is so important. Continue to spread that message. Can we talk about your journey in Hollywood and what it feels like to be here today? Is this your first time?
Yes, this is my first time. I've wanted to be here my entire life, so I'm thrilled. I'm like,
All the way from Detroit.
This is the Oscars.
It is. I'm beyond.
What are you looking forward to today?
I'm looking forward to hearing about just the groundbreaking work that these powerful women that surround me every day are doing, and you don't always hear about it. So yeah, what's happening?
Amen. Thank you, and happy Black History Month. This is genius. I mean, do the right thing. You know, hire, require, accept, and all. Just do the right thing. Thank you. Nice to meet you all. Pleasure. Everyone's been excited to see me. This face is because you miss me, right?
Yes, June.
She gets so sad when
I
I'm
follow
not
you all the time on Instagram.
Can you do a quick change video for me?
Yes.
Like strip down to your panties.
Oh, no, I ain't doing all that. You do that because you
yourself.
look good with your. I love myself with my clothes on, June Ambrose.
Lonnie, can we talk about how important this event is to Hollywood, to our black women, our black actresses? Can we talk about what this
Let me tell you, if we don't celebrate ourselves, who will? They're not doing it this year at the Oscars. They didn't do it at the BAFTAs. We're just not being recognized. And I want to thank Richie Lou Dennis for keeping this alive. Essence Women in Hollywood is the only time, and you know this, that we can all get together in the entertainment industry and actually celebrate and be inspired. And as female, the attention is on the black female, which is very, very important.
How important do you think it is to also create our own, content in our own platforms? Because that's really, truly how we've been able to make the strides that we've been making. I think because we're no longer asking for permission.
Exactly. I mean, we have to keep doing that. We have to keep making our own content. We have to be creative, and we can use their resources. You've got all these streaming services. I have something that I'm working on with Disney, my own animated short. I'm doing a lot of creative stuff because it doesn't make sense. They need content. So I tell all my friends that's in the industry, they need the content. You have to sit down, see what you want, put it on paper, and go out there and get it.
Do you think we'll be ever at a point where there's too much content?
Never too much content. Never ever too much content, because we are such a unique people. We're so different. For so long it was only one black, you got one black girl, that was it. Now we have a plethora of black women with different ideas, and that's what you're going to see, and that's what we can keep seeing.
I love that. And what is your wish and your hope for us as a culture, as a community, as black women all together?
I hope that as a culture we could come together and start having more conversations about how we treat each other, especially online, and how we should respect each other and understand how we can agree to disagree on things, but also respect each other culturally and be proud of each other.
I love that. And because of that, I'm going to call you and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk.
Okay.
Like we are now. It's a humanity of connection. Right? Like we're being civil. And I agree when she agrees. I agree. Everything she says, I agree. I follow on Instagram and I kind of love it all. It's kind of sick that I'm like your biggest groupie. I love you. Let's cheers. Let's have some tea.
I know, definitely. I love you too.
I love you. Thank you.
love your
Thank you. I know you're not doing an interview, but you look good. I love that you keep the camera rolling too. Oh, LaShawna Lynch. Okay.
So what do you do to celebrate?
Everybody else. I'm like, 2 minute interview. I got 2 minutes, 2 questions.
Yes. All right. What's up?
These,
for you.
my sisters.
Yes, we love you.
We love you.
My sister, my sister, my sister.
Yeah, June of life.
June of
June of life.
June of life.
Tomorrow.
Can we?
I got this.
Oh, was that pen just sliding down?
Well, you look sexy
Trying
though.
to sabotage me?
High neck,
But this is what happens at this. This is what happens at this event.
Okay.
Why
not?
Why not? Why not? Yes. Listen, we are never gonna get anything done. Okay?
The two of us and the three of us.
Every year after year after year, we come here. We talk about how we celebrate each other.
Yes.
What is so different about now? There's something. The climate's changed. There's a shift. There's a
We're
shift,
not
right?
taking no for an answer.
And we're not asking for permission.
Ooh, that part.
Have I not been saying this all day?
That part.
We're just going to show up as ourselves in our best ways and slay.
And I know firsthand you guys are creating your own platforms, your own content, your own opportunities, writing, producing, acting. I mean, it's like you're not, it's like everything, which I have to come and do.
I'm excited
by the way.
about
Yeah,
having
this is
you
going
on
to be
my
fun.
podcast. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're going to talk stuff. Okay, so last thing, love note to your sisters. You know, the humanity of connection, like what connects us all? What are your hopes and aspirations, and what do we need to continue to do to carry on this legacy? Because we're walking on the backs of our ancestors.
Yes.
So it's important that we leave something out. There's a lot of young actresses here.
Yes.
They need to know. What do they need to know?
Yes, I think we need to take up our space without apology. I think sometimes we feel like we have to say, oh my God, sorry for. No, don't be sorry. Be you.
I love that.
Be fully you. And also, one thing I'm learning is be kind to yourself. Because I think, you can't love from the wellspring if you don't have it yourself. You can't give what
You know, I'm in a spa every weekend, girl. Wellness weekend.
You know what I'm saying?
My meditation. Food, body.
Absolutely, but also like celebrate ourselves. Like we can't celebrate others if we don't know how to first celebrate ourselves as well.
But I think you've said it all, and I think that I love you.
I love you. I love this
And oh, thank you. And I love everything.
Oh my God.
But I want to say this.
Yes.
We're gonna tell everyone today.
Yeah.
Make the phone call.
Make the phone call.
Make the phone call. Tell the person now. I love you. I'm thinking of you. Not a text. Don't look at my Instagram. Call me. Call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a T-shirt. Call me.
Call me sometime.
Call
Also,
me.
if you're single, for real. Like, call me sometime. Like, if you love God and read books, call me sometime.
That's all you got.
My friend is available. She's a fine somebody. She's a intelligent. What loves God and she can read.
She's beautiful,
God,
and she's beautiful.
Yes.
You know, matter of fact, nobody is worthy.
Hey.
No, there must be one person. There must be one.
Wait a minute.
You look so beautiful.
I'm not doing this with you being a killer mom.
Mommy.
You're a mom.
I need a call.
Danielle. I was like, why did my phone rang? I'm like, does she not need me? Do you not need me? How's it
For
going?
real. It's phenomenal. I miss her right now.
No, you were a mother before you were a mother. You know
And I didn't know that. I know now.
I saw it in your eyes.
Oh.
You know, you've nurtured so much throughout your career. Let's talk about what that's like, you know, as an actress, you know, Hollywood, and it's about nurturing. What message do you have to your sisters tonight?
Yeah, take care of each other. When you see each other, wink every now and then and just say, I see you, smile at each other, and encourage one another. I think that's very important because there is room for all of us. And Hollywood, of course, makes us feel like there isn't. And I think that's just something to remember. It's just taking that time to say, I see you.
Now, you come from the world of streaming, and you know how important it is in terms of, this is an explosion of streaming. It's all about that OTT, right? So are you working on anything that's...
Yes, I definitely have some projects. I'm going to stay in the Netflix family.
I knew that. I watch your Instagram. I'm like, she's up to something. I can't wait to do something.
People are quiet. That means there's work being done.
Always quiet before the...
You a worker. You a
Tough.
I know. So yeah, I have some things. Unfortunately, can't talk about it. But this
knowing,
year is gonna be good.
just knowing that you are taking, you know, your creative license. You know, are you creating things on your own, or are you kind of partnering and producing and those kind of
Yeah.
you produced for Broadway, and that was. Let's talk about how important that was. That was a huge role.
Yes, I executive produced Ain't Too Proud, which I'm very
Huge
proud of. Yes, very huge hit, a lot of Tony nominations. And I continue to want to do that with theater, when it comes to theater, because there's such a gap between black audiences and white audiences, and bringing that gap together and closing that gap is what's important, I feel.
Well, congratulations on a new baby. soon to be a wife. Hey. She got engaged. Yeah, I love you.
I love you too.
Niecy! This look, this goddess, this is like Wakanda on like.
You get me together.
I got you.
Cause you know what else? You know, cause when we see you, we start checking things.
But first of all, our color blocking. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, this is long overdue. This is for you. This is your moment. I've been in awe of you from inception, but this particular last couple years,
thank you.
It's such an aha moment. How does it feel to be in this place?
I've actually never been better in my life. Yeah, in my whole life. I listen, honey, all of the time.
I'm wearing the Lord's Prayer in my ring.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. I have to get you one of these.
Yeah, you do.
There's something about just being reminded about how present we are in our own skin.
That's it.
And you know, I'm gonna let you go, but if there's a love note in your heart for your sisters today and around the world, what would that love note be?
Well, I'm gonna give it to them when I get in this room and accept this award. But the one thing that I think that we are not taught is what really choosing ourselves looks like. We're not taught that. You know, and you need to catch it and catch it young so that you have that you live in a space where you wake up every day and you choose yourself over and over and over.
I know that world.
That part, when you get that, honey, can't nobody tell you nothing.
You're happy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're gonna celebrate.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because you earned it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You would disappoint everyone.
I think you're you're the smartest woman on this carpet, right? And if there's one thing that you want to share and talk about how important it is, not just this event, but for what's happening right now in Hollywood, what is the call to action? What is it that we should be talking more about?
Our call to action is to keep doing what works for us, not to wait for somebody else to celebrate us, but to celebrate each other, right? Because that never stops. So we have to be able to look to ourselves, see our own beauty, our own talent, own it, and celebrate it. That's what we do today.
I could drop the mic now. That was the biggest and best soundbite. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your hard work with Essence Magazine and this institution itself. Happy 50th birthday.
Thank you for being the embodiment of an amazing, talented, loving, warm Black woman.
Thank you. You look stunning. The magazine looks stunning. Can we talk about how important this day is, how important Black women in Hollywood is?
You know, this is one of my favorite events of the year that we are having. Black women in Hollywood is very unique. First, it's a real moment. It's so authentic, you know. This is a safe space where Black women in the industry are telling their true stories. And this is, you will cry. You know that you will cry today. It's a room that you will cry because they're telling about their personal journey. And this is very unique because with no pressure, we are celebrating us. We don't need somebody else to celebrate us. We can
Amen.
ourselves.
Well, another poignant soundbite. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you for this outfit. The color. There's so much beautiful color here today. You look stunning. Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing actually Munch. It's very cool. It's casual and jazzy.
Super chic.
It's very.
It's far from casual, darling.
It's great for luncheon.
Say no more. You got it here first. Thank you. It's okay to have postpartum. It's okay to have all these.
All of it. All of it. All of it. Yes.
You've always touched on very provocative issues, and you've always been very honest and transparent. And what I love, you've had a long career in the business. What is next for you?
Ooh, some good stuff. I'm so excited. I think I'm about to go do this scary movie, which I'm really excited about.
You make scary faces?
Yeah. So a scary movie. I'm about to produce something with Amy Poehler, and so I'm really excited about that. And just continuing to collaborate with other creatives who believe in me, you know? So that's what I'm doing.
Now, out of all your roles, and I know the answer to this, what's your favorite?
What do you think my favorite is?
Being a mom.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's do that again so we can edit it.
Like, what do you think it is?
No, but you know what that's like? That's like when people say to me like, what's your favorite person to dress? Or like, I'm like,
you're like, what? Me.
Myself.
Me.
You get it. Yeah. Have fun.
Thank you. I love you. You can keep that in. Ella will understand one day.
I love you. All right, bye. We are amongst our sisters.
Yes,
today.
we are.
That's what you get here today. You get the honesty, the love.
Yes.
What do you love about this event?
I love seeing you. I just love her, and it's just moments like this. You see people, I mean, in my head, you are, and I dress myself really fast like you, and I put things together.
Wait, can we start a challenge? Can we do a quick change challenge? So I want all my, for Black History, let's just bear it all.
Record it. I don't even know how you do this.
Oh my goodness. I'll tell you after the cameras are up.
Okay, because I'm always trying to, and you put it together so nice. Oh my God. So love it.
So let's talk about like, what are you working on, and what are your dreams, hopes, and aspirations for Black Hollywood?
I mean, well, I'm just happy to be here. I just in A Fall from Grace, 26 million on Netflix. Thank you, first week with Tyler Perry.
Which was a really good movie.
Thank you so much.
So good.
I've been out here, held my life. I had to fight. I'm so happy everybody watched it.
I had to fight.
Just so happy everybody watched it.
I know, but it was worth it.
Thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for what my career is becoming. A lot of people know me as goofy, lovely, comedic Brescia, and I love that. But, I was trained for this, and
we were all trained for this.
Absolutely. Thank you. Welcome if you're just meeting me.
I always tell people we're method actors and we star in our own movies. Our lives are a movie. Whether your life is going to be a silent movie, whether it's going to be a thriller, whether it's going to be a romantic comedy, it could be whatever we want it to be. Are you writing? Are you producing? How important is it for you to kind of create opportunities for yourself and talk about, us as women and Black women in Hollywood, how the climate has changed tremendously, how streaming is important, how that's changed for you and your career?
Well, I've always done stand-up comedy, so I've always been in front of me moving my career on my own. I have a one-woman show called This My Show that I'm starting to travel with.
Receipts.
Okay, receipts. And I have characters. I have a video out called Think From Your Heart, Not From Your Pussy. You can look that up on YouTube and iTunes and all of those things on Spotify. It'll change your life in this cuffing season. And, I've always just been a part of... Okay? Thank you.
Because if he can win it, you can win it too. You can win it too.
But no, seriously, for us as women of color, we have to create our own work because we will only be seen the way that we tell people how we want to be seen. So I've always been in front of the camera and making sure that I produce my own work. I come from the spoof world with King Batch and all my homeboys that, started on YouTube. I did Shit Tiny Says back in the day. Look at me now. But I was always getting my check. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Well, amen to you. Thank you for. Oh, I love spending time with you. Can we do lunch? Yeah. Oh, we can do lunch inside.
Yes, I'm serious. Oh, and watch my show, Run the World on Stars.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's coming 2021, and I'll be in
There's
New
a lot
York.
of buzz about that. Just FYI. When you come to New York, I'll give you my number. Let's get together, and we'll do quick change video together. It'll be my first duel.
I'm so good. My flash is gonna fly off. I'm so excited. Oh my God, such a fan.
Bros, how are you? And you're wearing color. And
I am wearing color.
How important
And
is
so are
tonight?
you.
Yeah, because we're from the same village.
I know.
Yeah. How important is tonight for you and this event in general?
Well, tonight is interesting. It's probably one of the last ones I'll be going to. There's a whole new generation, and we're using the same room, so we're all getting squished in here, like sardines now.
Right.
And it's trying to mix the old and the new is going to be a challenge. And so it's kind of a good thing for me to come tonight just to see who's going to be there, who's coming up. And there's lots of wonderful talent who have no clue of what it took to get here, which means we did our work.
That's right. I've been speaking to a lot of the young actresses today, and I said, you know, you're here because you've walked on the shoulders and the backs of some of the greats, and you being one of them. You know, if there's a love note that you have for our young actresses that are coming up, what would that love note be?
The love note will be that it's always going to be a struggle one way or another, maybe not the same subject. So don't forget your friends and the ones coming along. It's always time to turn around and kind of go, come on over here, girl.
That is the true humanity of connection. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
All right,
have a good one. You look beautiful. You're wearing Dolce & Gabbana.
I am.
I know. I hate that I always know these labels. It makes me feel so shallow.
Well, no, that's why everyone sort of looks and follows you because you know it.
Oh, see, now you make me feel great.
I'm like, I don't know who it is, but that's good. You know.
No, I love that you love fashion. I love that you're here tonight, today, at this brunch. What does this event mean to you?
You know, anytime there's a celebration of women and black women who are so often marginalized and not made the centerpiece of a story, this is just a great day for women, for black women, for women in entertainment, Hollywood, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. Our sisters need the sisterhood and need to be celebrated.
Absolutely. And what would you say, what would your wishes and hopes for black women in Hollywood? We're talking to a lot of women today, and they're talking about how we are creating our own content now and how the climate has changed and we're no longer asking for mission. What do you think about how the industry's evolved for women of color?
I think, you know, the industry has suddenly awoken in many ways. While they've known, I think the transparency and the accountability that's being the lens that's being put on the industry as a whole means they can no longer marginalize and just push black women aside. Plus, black women are killing it. I mean, just look at all of the great talent, producers, showrunners, the hits, you know, that adage, numbers don't lie. What gets measured gets done. What gets done gets rewarded. What gets rewarded gets repeated. So they aren't going to leave money on the table with this great amount of talent that's coming from black women.
That is so well said. What are you looking forward to today?
Well, you know, I'm looking forward. One, you know, I'm with Viacom CBS. We just merged. You know, I'm just happy to be here to celebrate women, to look at the great talent, and to go back and be a champion back at my company and across the industry that take note. We shouldn't need just this luncheon. We should be celebrating and applauding and giving kudos every day.
I love that. And lastly, I know I said last question, but in terms of content, what do you feel like you want to see more of?
I think I want to just see more women empowered in the storylines. I think we talk a lot about women behind the camera and showrunners, and we've certainly seen some great wins there. When you have a Shonda take over an entire night and it takes note, I want to see women in all of the diversity of how black women show up. I want to see that portrayed on the screen.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you so much for that great insight. And, you know, being a mogul yourself and a woman in charge, thank you.
So good to see you. Thank you.
I mean, you're getting an award today. Congratulations.
Thank
Oh,
you.
my word. I mean, oh, what a beautiful day today. Talk to me about what it feels like to be here, being honored at being a Black woman in Hollywood.
It feels amazing. I've been using the word exhilarated. That's the word of the day. I'm gonna save my tears for later because I could get a little emotional, but for the most part, I've never felt like I've been seen more by the women that I've always wanted to be seen, because my mother is an African-American woman who raised me. So the woman who instilled womanhood in my life, who gave me my stripes, is here, and to be around women who have done the same exact thing, it just feels good. So I'm happy.
I'm really proud of you. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. And just soak it up and be present. One little note. We're talking about the humanity of connection. What is that one thing that you want, that you feel that connects us all?
I think people need to be more open with talking. You know what I mean? Like, we have to talk about things. We can't just sit and be idle about, whispering. No, I'm not about that life. Like, speak your truth. Speak your truth, 100%. But yeah, I think we have to talk to each other and communicate as much as we can, because if we don't do that, nothing's going to be relayed. You know, and that's what it's important as us to do that.
I'm going to call you, see if she picks up. If you don't pick up, I got you on tape. I'll be like, what up, June? What up, June? It's me. It's me. I love you. Nice to meet you. Wait a lifetime. You're worth it though. Oh, it's green, the color. Money, money, money. You say when you're on the plane, I was like, come to me, come to mama. Come to mama. How are you? First of all, are babies making you age backwards?
Oh my goodness, these babies. They're making me walk a lot, up and down stairs, washing a whole lot of clothes.
This is good. Keeps you young and fresh. Let's talk about what this event means to you. And you've been, a number of years you've come to Essence Black Women in Hollywood.
Yes, this event is so amazing. I think Essence is genius for doing this and so beautiful for doing it and putting it on every year, reminding these women and others how amazing Black women are and how paramount we really are in this business.
But and also as a Black actress, what are you most hopeful for?
I'm hopeful for, and what I look forward to are the same thing, which is the camaraderie. We've sat at tables together before during these events, and you see people you never met before, you've known and haven't seen in forever, or always wanted to meet, and it's just a room of love and sisterhood, and it's like family that you didn't even know.
Yeah, I love that. This is like my favorite event for the year. It really is.
It really is.
And we're sitting at the same table, so we're excited. To have a seat at the table. If there was one seat at the table that you could have right now, what would that seat be? And now that seat could be as a producer, as a director, that's the seat I'm talking about.
Okay, so if I could have a seat at any table, what would that be?
You've done a lot.
Yes.
Speak it into fruition.
I think it's the career that I kind of just started about a year ago. Is in radio. I'm on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, and I enjoy it every day.
You have more than a face for radio.
Thank you very much. But the beauty of radio is that it kind of gets back to what we knew as children, where you have to use your imagination and the normalcy of life.
I love you, my twin.
And the normalcy of life and all of the things that we kind of get past because we have like social media and all these things that glamorize everything. And so it kind of gets back to the basics. And so if I could have a seat at the table, it would be in radio, and it would be a lot more inclusive, like we need in every other space, of women, and especially women of color.
Drop the mic. Is this over? You just ended it all. Thank you for wrapping that up. You said it.
I mean, think about it. Our president just awarded Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Honor during Black History Month. And the influence that he has had, which is in radio on America, and
You're like, I'm done.
I'm done. And so...
But no, we're not done, because 2020, here we come.
We are here, and we're ready.
Yeah, we're going to grab you by the ballot box. So let's do this by the ballot box.
Yeah, so there's a bottom box.
by the ballot box. All right. I'll see you inside. Let's go party. Quick, we're at the same table.
Hi. Wait, and we got our sleeves.
Yeah, we got a poof situation. Okay, we're going to keep it short and sweet, because I love you. And were you late? What? You just get into the carpet, girl? They held you up that far back?
In the colored section, because I wasn't a VIP enough. They said...
Oh, no. Don't you put your mouth...
They were like, Angela, who?
Shut your mouth. We love you.
That's why my nose started running. I've been out here for 15 days.
Well, let's talk about what your hopes and aspirations are for me.
I think I seen you before. That's what happened.
We're gonna shift the energy right now. Let's shift it.
That keep you humble at that. Like, you ain't in Hollywood.
I'm done.
You need to be doing something
I'll talk
in
to her
DC?
at the table.
Don't you need to be doing something in DC? Don't you got
just give me just tell me what's let's close it out. What's the one message to Black women in Hollywood that you want to say?
Black women in Hollywood, y'all keep being famous and I keep being basic out here in these. I'm just playing. Okay. I'm just playing.
Stop it.
Okay, for real. My message would be thank you for all of the positive portrayals of us. Thank you for showing our strength on camera and our style off camera. Thank you for holding us down when we needed to be held. And I'm just happy to be here celebrating them.
Well, thank you for being one of those people you just described.
Can I just tell you one more thing? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Guess who didn't know my name today, though?
Oh, and I got another one. Moving on up to the east side. I'm finally getting a seat at the table, because it's time to go and eat.
Yeah, we do have
my greens are waiting on the table, and it's I'm on a good idea.
On the carpet, but I'll have a seat at the table.
Beautiful dress. All right, bye-bye.